June is Dravet Syndrome Awareness Month, and I am making a video a day for Dravet. Taisha, I seen your comment this morning and I really wanted to respond to it. Firstly, to send you so much love and strength. Dealing with a child that has seizures is not easy in any capacity, and I'm holding so much space for you. But secondly, I wanted to explain a little bit about the SCN1A mutation, how it works, and how there's many different forms to this mutation. It doesn't instantly mean that your child will have Dravet syndrome. Now, the SCN1A mutation is in the sodium channel of the brain. It is a genetic mutation, but just because it's genetic doesn't always mean it's hereditary. So if it's hereditary, it means it's passed down from a parent or someone else in the family, and that's why the child has it. It can also be genetic and be what we call de novo, which means that as a fetus, the child mutated those genes on its own and there's no family history. Now, when all of us are conceived and we're being made, we all mutate our genes. It's how DNA changes and evolves through generation and generation. Unfortunately, some children, such as mine, Everly, just pick the wrong gene to mutate, which is the SCN1A. But there's levels to this. So the first level is FS, febrile convulsions, which most children typically outgrow, thankfully. The next level is GEFS, or this could also be known as GEFS+, genetic epilepsy with febrile seizures. Now this is when those febrile seizures, FS, is ongoing past the age of 6. This is a step before Dravet syndrome, which these seizures can be controlled with epilepsy medication and doesn't normally come with all of the comorbidities such as developmental delay and sleep disturbance and all of those things. You may see little bits and pieces of that, but a lot of it is really manageable. And then you have Dravet syndrome, which is obviously what my child has. Now, what's the difference between GEFS and Dravet syndrome? Let me tell you a few things. GEFS is generally mild to moderate with seizures, whereas Dravet syndrome is severe. GEFS doesn't typically present with status epilepticus or prolonged seizures, whereas for Dravet syndrome, that is the standard. GEFS doesn't typically come with developmental delay, and if so, it is quite minimal, whereas with Dravet syndrome, that is profound and global developmental delay is the normal. GEFS can have multiple seizure types, but minimal, it's not as common, whereas with Dravet syndrome, multiple seizure types is the norm. They are very hard to control and very medication resistant. And lastly, with GEFS, the triggers are nowhere near as sensitive or life impacting as Dravet syndrome, where everything is a trigger and basically life can cause a devastating seizure. Taisha, I hope this brings you at least a little bit of peace of mind that just because your child has the SCN1A mutation does not mean that they have Dravet syndrome. And I did leave a comment replying to you, but I feel like making a video as well for anyone else that may come across this is really informative and can be really helpful to maybe ease a little bit of that anxiety. The comorbidities that come with Dravet syndrome and the impact on quality of life is significant, whereas with GEFS or with febrile convulsions, FS, it's manageable. Saying that, if you are anxious or you are feeling overwhelmed, I would always suggest to get a referral to a geneticist that can help you break down what kind of mutation, whether it's an addition or a deletion or where it may be in the SCN1A mutation, because you could have a mutation in the S or in the N or in the 1 or in the A. And depending where it lies in that gene, depends on the severity. I want to send you, Taisha, and anyone else watching this that may just have gotten that diagnosis, so much love and strength, and to let you know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be worried about all of the what ifs. Initially, my child was only diagnosed with GEFS+, and then we got the Dravet diagnosis. It's not something any parent ever wants to hear. But I hope that those of you that are really fresh to this diagnosis can watch our journey and our story, because I've documented it since before I knew Everly had Dravet syndrome. I've shared for awareness and I've shared to give others hope. And hopefully by watching our page, you can see that life will never be how it was, but you'll find a new normal. And as heavy as it is and as horrible as you feel, it does get better. I would not have believed that 3 years ago. There's no way. But you find a way to manage and cope. And it does get easier because you get stronger. I'm sending so much love to you and your 1.5-year-old. If you have any questions about the SCN1A gene or mutation, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll answer what I can. Obviously, genetics is an incredibly in-depth conversation, and science is evolving every day and learning more and more and more. So anyway, that's today's video. I'm currently making a video a day for Dravet Syndrome Awareness Month. Almost at Dravet Syndrome Awareness Day. It is on the 23rd. It is very close now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.